Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for February 10th, 2017. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. We've since seen a big time push to the upside. Price was able to hold the 2280 to 2282 zone, held it perfectly, came right into 2281, rallied through the previous month's high, and pushed to new highs, reaching 2309 half so far this morning. That's been a very solid push. One thing we talked about to begin the early February trading session was, for the month of February. After the first trading day of the month, we were talking about any pullback being an opportunity to buy it for a continuation into 2314. So 2314 is well within reach here during this session. And should we push through 2314, we have another key zone above 2330 to 2335. Those are two big time targets, 50% on a monthly PivotBoss basis and a 75% monthly ADR target. So those two are very good targets in sight once we reach this one. The idea here is once you hit 25, we may see some sort of pullback. That pullback likely to be defended, and that could get you started for another leg higher into the next upside targets between 2330 and 35. But so far, the uptrend continues to remain intact. Any pullback, no matter how shallow or how steep, has still been a buying opportunity for a continuation. And at the moment, pushing through 2300 and 2296, 2295, that's going to be very important. Any retest of 95 to 96 from above could be a great buying opportunity for a continuation in the short term. Let's take a look at the intraday time frame. Here's a look at the intraday. One thing you'll notice on this rally, a big push off the 2281s down here, a very clear LVN. From there, price broke above the 2291s, which was very important, and held. There was no retest and just continued pushing higher. Created another LVN at 2301, 2302, where it's continuing to hold and build a balanced range. So right now it could be a fade new lows, fade new highs short term with an upward bias. So if any push below 2302 into 2300 occurs, that could be a fantastic buying opportunity short term for a push back to 2300, 2310 and 2314. All right, let's take a look at crude oil. Here's a look at crude. We've had a fantastic continuation off of our absorption signature that we pointed out pre-market a few days ago. One thing that we talked about with regards to the signature was that we were pushing down below the 5167s. Every time we've gotten below that zone, we haven't stayed for long, and we've snacked back to 53 value very quickly. So that was the high priority target, was getting back to 53s with a shot at seeing a move into 54s. And the absorption signature was picture perfect down here. We had 5150 as a level to defend, and so far we've seen a steady continuation. Midpoints have been held day over day. The previous highs have been held day over day. So we've seen a nice continuation. But around when price gets into 5430, 5420, that could be about it short term. We've seen nothing but rejections above 54s, no acceptance just yet. At some point we will see expansion out of this range. Very tightly coiled price action, but at the moment we still continue to see back and forth action. So this short-term move could be long in the tooth once we get above 54s, and at that point the majority of the trade probably needs to come off, and any pullback could be a buying opportunity for a continuation. Looking at the intraday time frame, you can see how well set up this absorption signature was. Just a very, very solid setup the way it played out. But for the most part, we had a significant sell-off, a big push right into 5122, a major snapback, and right here off of the 5150s is where we mentioned that's where the absorption would take place for a shot at returning price to 53. Price never got against 5150 and continued right into 53s. It's been a clean market structure on the way up, which is what we noted in the trading room. Bulls need to hold 5264s, and that would imply continuation higher yet again. So now we have 5320s. Bulls want to keep that area bid for a continuation toward 5420 to 5434. All right, let's take a look at gold futures. Here's a look at gold. Gold is continuing higher, which has been our path this entire way. The expectation was if we can hold above 1180 on this pullback, then 1240 would be the next major target, along with 1263. We've just reached 1240, and we've gotten a nice little pullback here after that rally. 1263 is still above. That's an MCV-POC. 68 is a key level, and so is 1280. So those are the next major targets above. This pullback makes for a great buying opportunity here. So you have 1220 and the 1221. That area right there has been a great buying opportunity. Before on this push up, it has been a selling opportunity heading into it. So that's a clear pivot in the chart. So 1220 to 1221 is a zone to be defended. If bulls can keep above that area, this could be over the next day or two an opportunity to buy it into 1263 and as high as 1280. Failure to hold that 1220 opens up a return back toward 1180 for another retest. Looking at the intraday time frame for gold futures here, there it is. You'll notice how much we've pulled back after the recent rally. You'll notice that we rallied pretty strongly here into 1246.60, and from there rejected hard several times, forming a clear range at these highs. Price was not able to hold above 37.38 and made a resistance and traveled back toward 1223s, 1222s, and that's where we're holding at the moment. This is the previous session's close right here. Breaking back above that level opens up a return to 5-day VPOC at 1235 with a shot at seeing a retest of 1238, which could be significant here to the upside move. Taking a look here at ZB now. Here's a look at ZB. ZB has had quite a pullback here after the recent rally. One thing we talked about before was how bulls were defending the 149.24s for a shot at running stops beyond 151.11 and into 153.21. Here's the price running right into 153.21, hitting it perfectly. And then on the next day, we saw a big time rollback of those prices, and we continue to push back. So a big time rejection. This is what I mean before. Once price gets toward the target, it starts getting long in the tooth. I mentioned that we could see a rejection as high as 154.07s, but we never even got to that part of the range. We rejected off the front end of the range, and now we're back toward 151.11. Ideally, after you see this thing squeeze, this is where you want to see bulls come in and defend for another wave up and perhaps even a push into 154.07, as this now becomes the new range to do business. So 151.11 to 154 is currently the range where the market is currently trading. And right now, 151.11 could be a buying opportunity back up, at least in the short term. Now, it will be difficult to find a buying opportunity here as this thing has just kind of drifted lower. Very difficult to kind of engage a market when it's just drifting lower here. But watch for rejections around 151.11. Watch for any potential signs of traps below it. And those types of signatures will reveal whether we're going to bounce off this 151.11. Really clear LVN here. That could easily get you back toward 152.03, which is 5-day VPOC, and perhaps a move back into 152.21 short term. So right now we got to see if 151.11s will hold on the next test. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this thing plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and happy Friday.